What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my honest opinion on Friend.Tech. I will be showing you guys how to set up Friend.Tech, and I will show you guys some data points, some stats, and what you can look for, as well as some, in my opinion, undervalued creators with the idea that you can get into some of their chat groups and support them as a creator themselves. So first off, I do want to say this one thing about Friend.Tech. This is being run by speculation. I'm only talking about doing this because you can get a potential airdrop of the friend token. I'll show you how to farm the airdrop later in this video, but I'm not telling anyone to buy shares of anyone. In fact, I don't even want you buying shares of my token. Why? Because eventually someone is going to be getting left holding the bag. Why? Well, crypto markets go in waves, and just like Friend.Tech, I do believe this will go through a cycle and a wave as well. So if you're buying my token with expectation for a profit, don't buy it. You're going to get completely and utterly wrecked, and you will be very upset. If you are buying the token because you want to support me as a creator, and if you're buying the token because you want to join a private chat group, then that's entirely up to you. I will be in the chat. I'm not making any promises, but I will answer any questions and treat it like an AMA style. And yes, I'm open to some other ideas as well. So let's just go ahead and show you guys some details on Friend.Tech. I recorded it on my phone because you can only access it on your phone. So check that out now. So this is a quick layout of Friend.Tech and how to get it installed. Basically, all you have to do is you update your phone if you haven't already. I never update mine, so basically just used a burner. But you need to have at least iOS 16.4. And then there is a little share button at the bottom. You're going to click it, so it's the middle one. Once you click this, you have a couple of options, and really the option you are going to click is Add to Home Screen. So once you click Add to Home Screen, it'll add a separate app directly on your screen, and then you can access it on your home screen. Basically, it'll prompt you, it'll ask you to sign in. You enter your phone number, and then you connect your Twitter account, and then it will allow you to have access inside the Friend.Tech. Now, before you even get started with it, you do have to buy one of your own shares. I'm not going to set it up now. I don't have any invite codes. But basically, it will look like this. After you connect with the phone number and verify through that, you enter your invite code and then you link your Twitter. Now, once you get through that, it will then ask you and prompt you to fund your wallet with at least $20 on of ETH on base chain. You don't need $20. You can do like $5 for gas fees. But basically, when you are uploading the tokens there, you are going to be forced to buy one of your tokens because it works as a bonding curve. And basically, as soon as you buy it, it pairs your token with a little bit of ETH, and you now have basically a liquidity pool, and you get a portion of those trading fees. So as people are buying your token and selling your token, you are going to be getting 5% of the total amount that is traded. So if your token is worth 1 ETH, you're going to earn 0.05 ETH on every single trade that people use. Another 5% of that trade goes to the creators of Friend.Tech. And basically the pricing model is almost like a bonding curve. As the more people buy and sell, it burns and issues new shares of your token, and it increases the price exponentially. So if a bunch of people are buying your token, the ETH price will continue to go up on it, and if people are selling it, the ETH price goes down. Once you get on Friend.Tech, you'll have something that looks like this. This is on my screen, so you can see everything on the back end. This is how much I have earned in trading fees, and this is the portfolio value that I do have. Let me go next. I'm just kidding. That will show your private keys, so be careful with doing that. But basically, you can check out some details of anyone that's in your group, of the shares that you hold, what they are trading and what they are doing. And then you can also see what your other friends and what you are trading based on this group and what they are buying and selling. You can also filter based on the top holders. So Kobe, for example, he's basically a legend on Twitter, but in order to get access to this chat, all you would have to do is purchase one of his shares. Now, keep in mind, when you're in this group, you can only see his messages. So like when you send out your message, nobody else can see it but him. So it basically gives you access to this. And you can select based on which person or personality you want to have access to. I'll show you guys a dashboard in the video as well, so you guys can get some details on it. But you can look and get some details on each of these. For example, Racer, this guy was the dude behind Friend.Tech. On Racer, this is basically the founder of Friend.Tech, and you can see he has his Twitter linked up to there. So just be careful following fake accounts. This is the legitimate account for Friend.Tech. I'll give him a follow. But basically, if you go back, this is probably why he's holding or a share price of 1.44 ETH, which is roughly $2,300. No, actually about 2,500. So basically, people are wanting to chat with him in a group. So you can kind of see the details on that. So, like for example, Ravati, he just bought a share of Drake on Digital, and you can basically go in this chat, and it's like a private chat, and people in there can only see it if they hold one of my shares. I am not telling anyone to buy one of my shares. In fact, I'm going to give my opinion on the shares later in this video, but I'm just kind of giving you guys a quick tutorial to see how this works. You also have the airdrop section. I don't have any invite codes, but I'll get them as they go. This is the potential to farm and get some points in order to get this friend token. It's probably going to be like FREN or something goofy. But yeah, and you can also explore based on name. Now, there are some names that, in my opinion, are going to be worth it, especially if you can get some cheap prices. And I'll give you an example of one. I like Kaduna. He is cool on Twitter. So first off, shout out to him. But yes, you see this here? This is a fake account. You see how it has the underscore? It doesn't even link up to the correct Twitter account. So I just want to show you what this looks like so you don't make this mistake. You click on Twitter and you can show here 0 followers, 0 following. This isn't the real Kaduna. However, if you go back and search Kaduna again and select the correct one, you can see here Crypto Kaduna. This is the correct name and the tag for his Twitter. He's trading at 0.43 ETH. I missed him. He went quick. But basically, you click on Kaduna, and you can see here 84K followers. This is the dude, and you can basically check the details on it. So some examples you can even see here, like Kaduna has some shares of Algod. I think Algod is a pretty undervalued one. He's got a really big following on Twitter. But basically, when you're looking at this, don't expect to make a profit. When I say it's undervalued, I mean like, hey, this would be interesting to be in a group like with Algod, for example. Like I would love to chat back and forth with this dude and just have access to the group. Now, could I see myself shelling out 0.41 ETH? I mean, yeah, I could see myself doing that, but here's the problem. I set a way to have some discipline by not just depositing ETH into here. As shares go and as trades go, if I do earn some trading fees from it, I will use that to purchase other accounts. Now, just because I don't have a friend that's in this chat group doesn't mean I don't like them or they aren't friends. Like, for example, Kaduna, I'd love to get one of his shares. I just don't have the ETH to purchase it. So, well, at least in the account. Actually, no, I kind of got wrecked. But anyways, that's just something I use as discipline so I don't overspend. Because, I mean, what you're looking at with all these shares is you are running into reflexivity, which is if Friend.Tech does extremely well, then some of these personalities that you see here on the top may do extremely well. However, if Friend.Tech is a flop, well, then all of these are going to go to zero, not zero, but they're basically going to go down. It's almost like BRC20s and the Bitcoin ordinal craze. Yes, I'm still bullish on BRC20s, but you saw the reflexivity go down as the hype started going down. It's also like a dot-com bubble. It's the same thing that happens over time. I'll show you guys some stats so you can see what's up, but that's a quick overview of the app. When you're exploring by username, make sure you are selecting the real one. Okay, so some additional details on Friend.Tech. You can see here these stats are pretty strong as more and more creators are starting to come over, and it's also being driven by speculation. I'll also show you guys some stats on some of the other creators, and yes, they do have charts on all of these different token shares and how they roll. But basically, again, I want to reiterate, when you are trading this, the game is skewed against you. There is basically a 10% tax every time you try to buy one of these shares. 50% of those fees go to the creator of Friend.Tech, and they are raking in the ETH. Like they have several $1,000,000 worth of ETH currently, and this thing hasn't even been out that long. The other 50% goes to the creator itself, and like I showed you the shares, those are the trading fees that I have earned. So you can kind of calculate based on the trades on each of the creator by going onto their profile and seeing the activity under their token. So you can see all the details on that. But you can see here, there are more and more transactions going on this, but this is built on Base. So if you're wanting to get over here onto Friend.Tech, you do need to use Base Chain. And once you set up the wallet, it will allow you to do that. And like I showed you in the tutorial, that's simply how you do it. Now here's some details on Friend.Mex. I'll leave a link in the description below, but you can basically see the stats on some of these different tokens. This one, for example, is Kobe. You can also take a look at Ansem, Suzu. You just click on the different ones and it will show you the charts on them. This, for example, is Ansem. And basically, again, how this works is when you buy into one of these different shares, you basically are able to get into the private chat group. Now you can also see some of these different traders here if you want to copy trade some of them and play around with that. But again, if you're going into this with the expectation of profit, you better be careful. Just don't get left holding the bag, and be careful being left without a chair when the music stops. There are going to be some bag holders of this. However, again, some people may want to support some of the content creators. Like in my opinion, supporting Kobe, I would love to do that. I just can't see myself shelling out 2.86 ETH. However, if I do get some ETH on the platform, that would be one of the shares I would be looking at, because I like Kobe as a creator. He's a humble guy. He's been around for some cycles. And you can also look for some of these other shares. And yes, some of them also provide additional values. Like, for example, 0x Captain Levy. If you simply want to get into some of these chats and you just are unable to afford it, well, this guy basically runs a mirror chat. So purchasing one of these shares, he actually shares the different chats of the groups that he's in. So if you go on Levy on Friend.Tech, he actually owns a couple of shares in the top creators or the top tokens like Kobe, Ansem, Suzu, Haska Trades. You can see the list he has on the app. You'll be able to filter based on that and click on his profile, and you'll be able to see what he holds. Again, this is all on the iPhone and iOS, so I can't really show you that here. So if you guys are wanting to get started with Friend.Tech, again, check out the tutorial I made at the beginning of this video, and you guys can check it out there. And I'll drop all the links in the description below so you guys can check out the stats as well as the dashboards on this. Again, be careful. This is driven by speculation. And if you are going into something like this with the expectation of profit, you can get completely and utterly roasted. And I mean, for crying out loud, who knows? This could turn out like a Arkham Invest where it's like a dox to earn, and maybe they even rug pull the team. I'm not saying that they will. They're making bank, but you still have to factor in those risks. I mean, what if Twitter is like, oh, Friend.Tech, we're going to go ahead and blacklist this so they can't use the verification on it? It's just one of those things to keep in mind. This is the early days. It is risky, but I am a crypto YouTube channel and I do have to talk about this stuff because I do see this as a potential trend and actually going somewhere. And I do see some value being able to get into the private chat groups. But again, do not go into this with the expectation of profit. You can get completely and utterly roasted. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Tell me what you guys think of this video and what you think of Friend.Tech. If I do get some other invite codes, I'll drop them in the description below. But again, I'm out right now, so you guys can leave them in the comments and comment with your invite codes so people can jump in and join that. If you guys want to join the exclusive Discord, there's a link in the description below, and I'll put that in the comments as well so you can check that out. And as always, let's leave you guys with a wisdom one-liner. Proverbs chapter 14, verses 12. There's a way that appears to be right, but in the end, it leads to death. Be good, be righteous. Peace.